Your 5,600 throws. 4.9, engine oil pressure low. Then 4.14, extremely low. Then 4.15, shutdown level. 3 separate codes, 3 separate warnings, all of them before the engine actually stops running. Most owners only ever meet the third one. That's the whole problem in a single sentence. So let's do 5,600 maintenance, honestly. The specs that matter, what gets skipped, what skipping costs. I'm working from the factory service manual for this machine. Every number here comes from it. Where the manual doesn't print something, I'll tell you to go look. I won't guess for you. Start with that oil pressure ladder, because it's the clearest example of a machine begging. 4.9 is the polite one. Pressure low. Nothing dramatic happens. The machine keeps working fine. You're mid-job, already thinking about lunch, and the display blinks once. You finish the pile. 4.14 is engine oil pressure extremely low, same sensor, different threshold, completely different meaning. 4.15 is the shutdown level. By then the machine has stopped asking and started deciding. The money lives between 4.9 and 4.15. That gap is where cheap quietly becomes expensive. And here's what owners get wrong. A low-pressure code isn't automatically low oil. It can be the sender, the wiring, or the oil. The manual walks you through which, but it's probably just the sensor isn't a repair, it's a guess wearing work gloves. Coolant runs the same escalation, 810 high, 811 extremely high, 815 shutdown level. There's also 821, coolant temperature out of range high, and 822, out of range low. Out of range isn't the same as hot. Out of range means the signal itself went strange. A sensor reading ice cold on a machine that's worked 2 hours is telling on itself. Meanwhile, the real cause is usually free, a radiator core packed solid with seed and chaff. Blowing that core clean costs you air. Waiting for 8.15 costs you actual engine work. Now the hydraulic side, where almost every wrong diagnosis on this machine gets born. 722 is hydraulic oil temperature out of range low. People see it cold and shrug it off, which brings up the most ignored number in the entire manual. And it isn't a pressure. It's 140 degrees Fahrenheit, 60 Celsius. The fluid temperature the factory specifies for pressure checks. Test cold, and every number you write down is a lie you'll chase all weekend. Cold oil is thick oil, and thick oil reads wrong. Warm the machine first. Every time. That one rule settles most of the "my pressures are off" arguments. But it gets better, because once the fluid's at temperature, the manual hands you numbers precise enough to argue with. If that just saved you a pump you were about to blame, that's exactly what this channel's for. Stick around. One value printed in those specs is 46.5, 650 psi, 321 bar. That's the scale you're standing next to. Charge relief is listed at 31,117 to 3044 psi. 21525 to 215 to 205 bar. That's a window. Windows matter. Inside the window is fine. Chasing the top of the window isn't a repair. The machine even has a front drive charge pressure check port built in for that test. Port reliefs are where owners get burned because they assume one number covers the whole machine. The lift cylinder port relief is set at 3335 psi, 230 bar. That's the lift circuit. If it doesn't open at 3335 psi, the manual is blunt. Replace the port relief. Tilt is a different number entirely. That port relief is set at 40 and 60 psi, 280 bar. Same machine, same afternoon. 2 port reliefs, and they aren't the same specification. The specs also list 350 psi, 2030 psi, and a pair of port reliefs at 340138 to 3263 psi. You don't have to memorize those, you just have to stop assuming they're interchangeable. Here's the testing detail. Nearly everyone skips, and it's sitting right there in plain sight. The manual has you bring the tester up to about 1000 psi, 69 bar, first. That step shows up in 3 separate pressure test procedures. Same number 3 times over. When a factory manual repeats itself in 3 places, that's not padding, that's a warning. For the lift cylinder test, you pull the cylinder off and pump a porta-power. Up to 3,335 psi, 230 bar, and the manual says no further, or damage can result. That's a written sealing, the tool will happily go past it. The procedure says don't. Now the smallest number in the whole book, and the one that explains filter intervals. There's an orifice in this system listed at 0.040 inch, 1 millimeter across. That's it. About the thickness of a paperclip wire doing real work in a machine that weighs tons. So picture what's floating in your tank if you stretched that filter interval twice already. Every skipped change is a bet that nothing in that oil is bigger than a millimeter. Flow spec is 4.45 GPM, 16.9 liters a minute at high. That's a healthy circuit moving. Nobody notices flow dropping as a number. They notice the attachment feeling tired by Thursday. Then they blame the attachment. It's almost never the attachment. Now the electrical skips the cheapest ones to fix and the easiest ones to postpone. 3.9 is battery voltage low, 314 is extremely low, 322 is out of range low, but 310 is battery voltage high and 311 is extremely high. Those point the other direction. High voltage isn't a tired battery. That's the charging side, and it doesn't heal on its own. 3128 is interrupted power failure. Something let go, then came back before you ever noticed. It's the lamp cord you bump with your boot flickers, comes back, never fixed. Nobody chases 3128 either. Right up until something expensive on this machine stops answering, and now it's a shop visit. 26.2 is front base solenoid error ON. 26.3 is that same solenoid error OFF. 27.2 and 27.3 are the front rod solenoid, on and off. 29.2 and 29.3 high flow. The manual splits every one of those into an ON fault and an OFF fault. That split isn't clutter. It's the difference between one repair and 2 hours of guessing. 22 is starter error ON. 22.3 is starter error OF. Same idea, different circuit entirely. Then my favorite category, 53, travel pedal not calibrated. 56, brake pedal not calibrated. 5042 is reverse PWM not calibrated. Those aren't broken parts, those are unfinished jobs. Somebody swapped a pedal, got it rolling, and called it done. It's the text left on RAID. 59 through 5012 cover the wheel speed sensors, front and rear, high and low. This machine runs a front steer mode and a four-wheel steer mode, switched by solenoids. So, sensors and solenoids aren't accessories here. The factory gave each one its own fault code. 5049 and 5050 are brake coil error, on and off. 5051 is brake coil no signal. No signal is the worst of the three. Nobody's answering, and the machine stops asking. Here's the honest accounting. Fluid, filters, and a clean core are the cheapest hours you'll ever buy. Skip them and you don't save the money. You just pay it later, in July, mid-job. This machine warns you twice before it stops you once. Low, extremely low. Then shutdown. Catch the first code and it's a part. Catch the third and it's a machine. Subscribe if you'd rather catch the first one. Next up, we walk the hydraulic pressure test port by port. The exact intervals and specs are in the service manual linked below. Like this if it saved you a guess.